So there was a Protect White Americans rally Saturday at Austin Metcalf's high school at the stadium, whatever the name of the stadium is. And several dozen people showed up. 2 counter-protesters were arrested. But I'd like to know, what the hell is wrong with you people? Why do you feel the need to go out there and have these protests and get in your little camps? I said it before, I'll say it again. This has nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with Trump or January 6th, CBS News. Have you seen this? So CBS News was reporting that this Protect White Americans rally was being headed up by a guy named Jake Lane, or Edward Jake Lane, who was involved with the raiding of the Capitol, January 6th, the insurrection. So now they're tying January 6th to this case in Frisco, Texas. You people are absolutely insane. This has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with race. It's a matter of right and wrong. You got a kid out there at a high school, 17 years old, who stabbed another kid to death, 17 years old, because he got into an altercation over a seat in a tent. That's what happened. That's what happened. Now, a lot of people are saying that this could possibly have some ties to the feds. This is a deep state operation because the same time that this poster went out for this Austin Metcalf rally, support of his family. But when do you hear what happened with the father here? So a shout out to the father of Austin Metcalf for showing class and dignity through a very difficult time. He showed class, dignity, poise. He told Jake Lane on the phone, flat out, I don't like what you're doing here. So there's an article about this over at the Dallas Morning News. Welcome back to the channel, Culture Confederacy here. Like I said, it's Easter. Did that come out right? Why is it when you do a YouTube video, it's like, if you talk to somebody normal, everything just flows. But when you're trying to do a video, everything under the sun goes wrong. No matter how many takes you do for the video, it just goes wrong. Either you slip on a word, you bump the table, you can't get the camera angle right, which I always have a problem with because for some reason my phone doesn't like to center the camera. But at any rate, that's just a little side note. But getting to this article here at the Dallas Morning News, title of the article, Austin Metcalf's father tells Protect White Americans leader he's creating a racial divide. And all you people out there that want to make this about race and get in your little camps, you're racially brain dead. Racially brain dead. Look at things through the lens of logic and there goes my phone. There goes my camera lens. Look through the eyes of logic and reason when we're looking at a case like this. Because again, it has nothing to do with race. And I'll go back to this again. I really think there is something that was going on February 4th, this incident February 4th that everybody keeps talking about, but for some odd reason, we don't know all the details about it. I think that holds the key to everything here. This idea that Carmelo Anthony was some straight-A student and star athlete. Well, he may have been. But who's not to say that in the past couple of months, he slipped and fell in with the wrong crowd? Nobody's talking about that. I mean, nobody's exempt. We all face the same temptations and problems and circumstances. No, you don't if you're white. Because if you're white, you're privileged. Okay, I'm privileged. I'm doing a YouTube channel here. Just to paint a picture here. I'm doing this in my back office on my downtime at work while I'm doing the overnight shift. I'm privileged, and I don't have my tripod with me. I had to do a makeshift tripod. It's called being creative, making the best of what you got. So it goes on to say here again, title of the article, Dallas Morning News. Austin Metcalf's father tells Protect White Americans leader he's creating racial divide. Dozens gathered to arrested near David Coogendale Stadium, where a 17-year-old was fatally stabbed earlier this month. And Bruce Carter had a message to deliver at a protest in the parking lot of David Coogendale Stadium. Carter pulled out his phone and dialed Jeff Metcalf, the father whose 17-year-old son was fatally stabbed in the stadium's bleachers weeks before. A case that has sparked racial discourse online and thrust two grieving families into the national spotlight. Two grieving families. Well, there's only really one grieving family here. Carter wanted Jake Lane to hear from Metcalf himself after Lane came to Frisco from Florida to rally around the death of Metcalf's son. Now, I have a big beef about this. You politicians out there that want to go and have these photo ops and profit off of this situation in Frisco, Texas, or something like what's going on in Frisco, Texas. Again, you're racially brain dead. You're politically brain dead. You can't think outside the box. For once, I'd like to see one of you politicians out there go out there without a tie, same for you in Congress, same for the president, and just say things like they are. Maybe I should run for president. What do you think? So Carter wanted Jake Lane to hear from Metcalf himself after Lane came to Frisco from Florida to rally around the death of Metcalf's son. Of course, he is running for U.S. Senate. Carter is. Claiming that Metcalf's son was now a symbol of violent black culture. Again, you're racially brain dead. Racially brain dead. Quote, you're trying to create more racial divide than bridging the gap, Metcalf's father told Lang over the speakerphone. Way to go! Way to go! Went on to say, I do not condone anything you do, asking Lane to remove his son's school portrait from the group's website. The day after his son's death, he appeared on Fox News to urge the public to avoid speculation along racial lines. So Austin Metcalf's father has been saying this all along, but nobody's listening because, again, they want to turn this into a racial issue. They want to profit from it. I just put out an article at Substack. Carmelo Anthony case just rubber stamp murder, or how living martyrs beat the system. Go read that article over at Substack. Tells you, in fact, I just did a video featuring that. Tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. Because you see, there's money to be made here. Yes, there's money to be made. Lots of money to be made. Because in the words of Al Sharpton, we still have more work to do. Isn't that right, Al? Have they rebuilt Freddie's Fashion Mart? Just curious. The teenager facing a murder charge in connection to the stabbing, Carmelo Anthony, 17, is black. What does that have to do with anything? This kid stabbed the other kid. The other kid died because he got stabbed in the chest by, or fatally stabbed in the chest by this other kid. Over a seat under a tent. And Carmelo Anthony was not supposed to be there. Now, a lot of people are saying this because it is symbolic here. Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff Metcalf, was thrown out of this presser the other day with Dominique Alexander. You know, the baby shaker, race baiting SOB. You got the mama there. I'm your baby's mama with the crocodile tears. My daughter can't sleep at night. She's too afraid. Uh-huh. I got a bridge, a car, some land in Arizona to sell you. Got a timeshare in South Carolina. at a place called Heritage USA. Now, the father's remarks comes days after his home was swatted. So Austin Metcalf's father had his house swatted here. They swarmed his home. I wonder who called that in. Because this guy, well, as I was saying, this guy shows up at this presser, and Dominic Alexander says he had no right to be there, and he's disrespecting the memory of his son. Mr. Alexander, you wouldn't know how to take care of a child if your life depended on it. Isn't that right? Or did that baby just accidentally fall off the couch when you weren't looking? Now, Carter and Metcalf met at Thursday's news conference. Carter later decided to speak with Lang on Metcalf's behalf at the protest. Carter is a Dallas entrepreneur who owns a public relations firm, according to his website. He has been active in local politics and has campaigned for President Donald Trump in the past. He ran a group called Black Men for Bernie, referring to Senator Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont. So I'll just leave it there, because you get the gist here. People need to stop making this about race. They need to stop getting into these camps, and they need to use logic and reason to figure everything out. That's the only way you're going to get to the truth. So I thought I'd share this with you. Dallas Morning News, we had this protest, apparently counter-protest, 2 counter-protesters arrested at this protest, Protect White Americans protest, in honor of Austin Metcalf. And his father comes out, Jeff Metcalf, says, I'm not condoning this. Stop making this a racial issue. Don't be so racially brain dead. So if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes. Because I write music in my spare time, go to X, Culture Confederacy, Culture Confed 1 on X. Now you can find me at Substack. This is the Culture Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this thing called the United States. I'll catch you next time, and you all have a great Easter morning. Take care.